Hello crochet crafters. If you're here with us today, we're wrapping up our final legs to our chicken amigurumi potholder project in yellow. There are also some tutorials with a green potholder, but the head on this yellow can also be substituted. So if you've done the green body, you could do the green head. Also the details, the eyes, the beak, and the head and the red fluff feathers are a different pattern for this amigurumi potholder than the green one. So whichever one you choose or you prefer, it's totally up to you. You can peruse my videos. We just finished the potholder puff stitch arms, and I'm going to create some legs for this particular project. So what I like to do is if you take the head and you kind of go down from the head like this, like so, and you take your needle, you can almost see where you need to start. So I'm going to start right here. Again, if you need to use place markers or safety pins, you're welcome to do that. So I went through the back and the front stitch, and I think there's a loop that I took that I shouldn't. And this is where I tied off on my round circle, so I still have a little bit of stragglies here, but I'll clean that up when we're done. I'm going to go ahead and pull my yarn through, and I'm going to pull it through again using my tail. And again, this is just casting on. This is not considered a stitch. And what we're going to do with this one is we're going to create basically 3 single amigurumi style crochet stitches. So going back through the one I worked in, I'm just going to do a single crochet, and this is US single crochet. So if you are joining us from the UK, you want to do a different stitch for that. Okay, so I've got 3 there, and I think that looks pretty good, 3 singles. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. And again, I have my tail, which I'll take care of. We want to do 3 more. And be sure you're grabbing the front and the back loop and chain 1. And for purposes of this class, you all know me by now, I do not like to have stragglies because it takes away from the project. So I'm turning this back to the top. So I've got 2 rows of double crochets right there. And I'm again going to do another row of double crochets. And you can see my little foot is coming to life. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn. Now, when I turn this, what you want to do next is count. You have your 3 rows. We're going to do what's considered 3 puff stitches for the 3 feet. And you're going to go ahead and wrap it around, pull it through, and count 1, just like we did the arms, or I should say hands. 2, wrap it around, and you're going in the same stitch. So you should have wrapped that 3 times, and you have a bunch of gobbledygook, I call it, a bunch of yarn on your hook, should be loose. Wrap it around and pull it through all of those, and there you have that 1 chicken foot. Wrap it around and pull it through. Now we're going to go ahead. We did on the arms, we did a slip stitch, but on the feet here, I'm not going to do a slip stitch because I've got 3 to work with, and I just want to create like the 3 feet off of the leg, which I'm going to give it a little different look. So it's a little different than what we did before. We're just going to immediately start right back into the wrapping around to do a puff. So wrap, go through the first 2, pull it through, wrap, go through again, same stitch, wrap, Now you have all those stitches on your hook. Actually, technically, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you have 7, you're doing great. Wrap it again and then pull it through all your 7 stitches. And then wrap it around so you kind of tied off that foot. It's a little bit different because we're not doing a slip stitch in between, but you're still giving in that 3-foot definition. And then go ahead and wrap it around and pull it through the back and the front loop. Make sure you grab that back loop because that's a little bugaboo sometimes. And you're doing the same thing to have 7 stitches on your crochet hook, wrapping it around. And don't forget, when you pull it through, you've got to do that last chain through so that you can finish it. Now, when you go to sew this back in, you're going to pull it tight, and so that it has the same look, you're going to go ahead and work this back into your foot in the back. And so from the front, that's what your little foot is going to look like. Isn't that fantastic? So as you go through now, again, I came down like this and I started that from the head. I started that first one right there. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do the same thing here. But what I have to do is I have to flip my work and work this way. Otherwise, I have to count over from here 3, and I could still work that way. So if I wanted to do that, I would go here, and then I would go 1, 2, 3, and I would turn it, and I would start my work here, moving this way, so that I make sure that I have 1, 2, 3. So that's where I would be able to start, because I'm going to work this way from the front. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll work both of these back in. But anyways, you can finish the foot, and that basically finishes our project for the yellow amigurumi chicken pot holder. Thank you so much.